First Step's vision is for a community where people who use drugs or alcohol and people living with mental distress can live well, be safe, and be supported. That's actually our brand new vision. We looked at our vision and mission a little over 12 years ago as part of our strategic planning, 12 months ago, our strategic planning process with the board and staff team. But then, a few months ago, we started our lived and living experience reference group that I've talked about on these updates before. It's a really exciting project where we have clients and former clients of First Step, and in some case carers, family members, a part of our ongoing lived and living experience reference group. The leadership team takes particular projects to them for their input and feedback and involvement, and also they have the remit to look at any aspect of First Step that they think isn't quite up to scratch and to give us feedback on that. And this is one of the projects. So the new vision, a community where people who use drugs or alcohol and people living with mental distress can live well, be safe, and be supported. I really like it. And so does the team, and so does everyone. The mission, I may check my notes here because it is pretty new, is to ensure it's in two parts, also workshopped by the reference group, to ensure people seeking support for alcohol and other drug use or mental distress get the help they need in a welcoming and hope-filled environment. So you might notice that in the vision, we just talk about people who use drugs or alcohol and people living with mental distress. We talk about the mission, then we're talking about people seeking support. And there's a key difference there. We want the whole group to live safe, be supported, etc. Our focus in terms of our mission is people who are seeking support. And in that case, we're talking about particular clinical and non-clinical and psychosocial and legal interventions. The second part of the mission is to provide an integrated community of care and support, maximising each person's agency, resilience, and connection. Two more points I want to make is that any reference to addiction has been removed. It's a somewhat conscientious term, and our group didn't feel comfortable with it. They wanted instead the term people who use or people who seek support for drug and alcohol use. And also, they didn't like mental illness. Mental illness to them kind of implies actually a clinical diagnosis, whereas a lot more people who don't have a diagnosis have mental distress. They preferred that term, and we're very happy to use it. And I think the one lasting change they wanted was that list at the very end, provide an integrated community of care and support, maximising each person's agency, resilience, and the reference group added, and connection. I think that's a pretty good product there. I hope you agree. Feel free to add comments in the chat.